sense of pride and gratitude. For 31 years, the Greater LA African American Chamber of Commerce has been a beacon of hope, empowerment, and progress for our communities. We have stood at the forefront of creating strategic partnerships and relationships that we have impacted the African American business community. We have worked to foster economic growth and advocate for the prosperity of African American businesses and entrepreneurs across LA. As my colleague Angela mentioned, the January wildfire dealt a devastating blow to many individuals and businesses throughout LA. So much was lost. We at GLAAACC wanted to assist with the rebuilding and recovery efforts and to identify strategies that will include participation for those within the African American community. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that GLAAACC has entered a partnership with the Associated General Contractors that will open avenues for underserved small local businesses and diverse subcontractors to participate in the recovery efforts. This is really exciting. This is really exciting because it will help strengthen Los Angeles and also afford opportunities to participate in infrastructure projects as well as upcoming global sports events in LA. This is an opportunity to help stimulate our city's economic base and provide well-paying jobs. We plan to lay out more details about this a little later on. So we are asking you to help us by joining in this endeavor. I want to acknowledge the multiple companies and contractors here in the room that have provided jobs and subcontracting opportunities to African American contractors. Some of them are here. We can say Hensel Phelps, Clark, Turner, Echo, Roosevelt, PCL, Christmas, SEE, SoCal, and Bernard, just to name a few. We have many though that are currently utilizing subcontractors, workers on some of the largest public works projects in LA County. Many of you have provided valuable scholarship opportunities to inner city graduating high school students. This has played a major role in stimulating
organizations like yours supporting them. The Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce is a powerhouse, driving and supporting not just LA's economy, but our state's economy. But you do more than your name might imply. Many of you know this well. The $1 million, almost $1 million in scholarships that you provide for inner city high school students, as well as your thriving entrepreneur mentorship program, make it clear that you're also a community organization. You're laying the foundation for an even stronger, more vibrant, more inclusive, and resilient Los Angeles. Speaking of resiliencies, after the LA fires in January, your work is more important than ever as we get many communities back on their feet. And so we couldn't ask for a better partner. I'm sorry I couldn't be here in person tonight, but you got a better deal. You got better parts of the administration. I believe, I can't see him through the screen, but he may be there. I hear that Secretary O'Shaughnessy is there tonight as well. The one and only Terlin Gray, who's being recognized. Thank you, by the way, for recognizing her with the California Small Business Champion Award. I want to congratulate all of you on your wonderful work, and I hope you all enjoy.
Please welcome to the stage, Kelsey Newman, Creative Director at Attain Design and Marketing Communications.
We have a little adversity, man. We either run and hide or we get engaged. And GLAAACC is a great platform to do that. So we shouldn't underestimate nor take for granted the vision and tenacity of Gene Hale. He did it and he does it because he was called and he consistently answers the call. His platform matters. We shouldn't take it for granted. We need to be shouting out Gene Hale and Angela Gibson Shaw. I'll say there's never been a time where GLAAACC has been more effective and its leader has been more present in community than right now, because Angela Gibson Shaw is the president. Give them a shout. Better yet, can I get a witness? That's what I'm talking about. Black folks. And as we all know, black is needed more today than ever before. The statistics are indisputable. Black-owned businesses represent a dismal fraction of our region's economy compared with our percentage of the populace. We don't have parity, what we have is a pity. So we need GLAAACC, and we thank its board and staff in addition to Gene and Angela. I was appointed to the board of airport commissioners by former Mayor Garcetti in 2020 when our friend Tom Sales retired. The former mayor called me out of the blue asking me if I'd be interested, and I told him I'd be happy to serve, but I warned him, man, you know I'm all about the Benjamins. Equity. And he said, well, that's why I want you. When Mayor Bass was elected, a good friend of all of ours, I asked her for the opportunity to lead the board. With her blessing, I lead a group of incredibly dedicated, effective civic leaders who make up the Board of Airport Commissioners, including Courtney LeBeau and Vanessa Aramayo, my colleagues and my friends who are here tonight. Where y'all at? Someplace. Collectively, we support Los Angeles World Airport CEO and the leadership team as they transform LAX and Van Nuys airports. In February, we reached the 1-year anniversary of our CEO's tenure. And I'm pleased to say that we've seen more progress in the past year than we saw in the previous 4 combined. We redefined the value proposition for many of our partners, our team members, and for Angelenos who ultimately own our airports. The elevated train or the people mover will open in the first quarter of 2026, forever changing how you get to and from LAX. The nightmare and the single treatment area is over. Consolidated rental car facility, the largest concrete facility in the country other than the Pentagon, where you'll be able to pick up and or be dropped off. Adjacent to the 405 is a sight to see. We're rebuilding Terminal 5 and completing a refresh of all the places needed to make LAX a world-class airport before 2028. And we're giving you a cleaner, friendlier, more contemporary and tech-enabled traveling experience, and it's exactly what you should expect. We are in the middle of a $30 billion effort. Let me say that again, 30 B's. And front and center, that table will tell you, in every meeting we have, front and center is how we spend it and who we spend it with. We've developed innovative procurement approaches, making small and medium-sized businesses prime contractors, ensuring minority-owned businesses seats at the big boys and big girls tables. In fact, in February, we approved a $5 billion appropriation wherein we expect $2 billion to go to minority and women-owned businesses. Yes, we have a plan and the team to deliver world-class airports, and we are doing that. And as importantly, we have become a first-class asset of the city of Los Angeles and its residents, and we're just getting warmed up. And our impact is not limited to the airport. We're identifying bottlenecks, system, and process inefficiencies that make our airports and our city less competitive. We're working closely with Mayor Bass's office and can't wait to dive in with our newly appointed general manager of the city's personnel department, Malika Billups. Lastly, taking my board of airport commissioners hat off for a moment and putting on my second generation black man, civically engaged, entrepreneurial activist hat on, let me say a word about Mayor Bass, a woman who has spent her entire life dedicated to the well-being of Angelenos, who answered many of our calls to run for mayor. So please allow me to ask you all a quick little question. And you know, because you guys are involved, you're out a lot of places. Have you ever seen a mayor work harder? It's call and response, man. I'm gonna take this back to church. Have you ever seen a mayor work harder? That's the question. You all attend a lot of events, meetings often. How often do you see the mayor? She's brought focus to issues pertaining to the unhoused. She's advocating for small business, the entertainment industry, Olympic inclusion, cleaning up our city streets, securing our neighborhoods and businesses, and now bringing people together while facing painful scrutiny. The mayor with her head held high despite the noise, is leading unprecedented speedy progress following the tragedy in the Palisades. So I know Mayor Bass couldn't be with us in person tonight, but we're challenging her. There are some Mayor Bass church fans around the room. You all stand up. Where's the church fans at? I want y'all to look at the nearest church fan to you and turn to that church fan and say, thank you, neighbor. Don't let the media and the folks that never align with our interests dim your enthusiasm for the leader who's always had our back. Okay, messed that up. Let me say it. Don't let the media and the folks that never align with our interests dim your enthusiasm for the leader who's always had our back. So the Lakers championship run beginning Saturday, and in the spirit of the good Dr. Deacons Janet Sharp, Caruso, he going low, we already know, KB in 26. Beloved community, unpaid scrutiny, clear about the opportunity, Karen Bass in 26. We're in the fight morning, noon, and night, because we gonna be all right. Karen Bass in 26. Thank you all. Love you.
Small business community in LA grow and thrive every day. GLAAACC has been a vital partner to City Hall. President and CEO Angela Gibson, I have known you for years, and you are an outstanding leader when you were in the private sector, and now, of course, as the leader of GLAAACC. You serve on our small business cabinet, and you have been instrumental in working alongside my office, sharing insights and helping to shape solutions that advance our economic agenda. I'm also deeply grateful for the steadfast support of someone else I've known for years in the private sector, Chairman Gene Hale, and your involvement in GLAAACC, and you always providing your guidance and expertise over the years. So congratulations to all of tonight's award recipients, including my friend Karina Webb, who has been a lifelong advocate for businesses and now continues that work as president of the Board of Airport Commissioners. And let me just tell you, Karine, as I have known you for many years, and one thing I always admired about you is how in your business, you always made sure that you provided opportunities for some individuals who were the most difficult to hire. Maybe they had problems in their life. Maybe they were from foster youth, and you were always there. Not just to provide the jobs.
The incoming president, so did the governor, inviting him to come out. He came out. And when we went into the meeting, I felt like when my parents would come back from vacation and I knew I was bad and I was either going to get grounded or lectured. So when I walked in that room, I didn't know what I was walking into with the mayor. But when he heard it was going to take 18 months, President Trump heard it was going to take 18 months to rebuild, he said that's unacceptable. The next day, we had resources on the ground. So when the EPA said it would take 3 months to do phase 1 hazardous material cleanup, it took 28 days. And that was here in the Palisades. And when he heard the Corps of Engineers needed more resources, he gave it. So now, what would have been 17 months is probably going to be 9, maybe 10 months to clean up all the blocks. That is unbelievable. But that is the way government is supposed to work. We represent you. Put aside our differences, roll up our sleeves, and do what we were elected to do, and that is deliver to our constituents. And so I am very proud to say that government in action, in crisis, and by the way, if Mayor Bass was standing right here, she'd be nodding her head agreeing with me, because we both talked about it. We're going to go back to DC together. We are in this for the long haul, because we care. We care. So, in closing, I'm just going to say this. When I took over as chair the first time, 2 months later, we had COVID. If you had told me we were going to shut down what I thought was